Let's go.
It's running off.
Whoa.
You did good. That's gotta be.
I had Donnie Hudgens send a message, wanted to know what was on my tool belt. And so I've got probably a lot more stuff on there than I need, but I always like to have everything with me. This is a Husqvarna tong or a tool holder belt or side sheath. And then this piece on here, I was given 2 of them. And I've got this one, and I gave the other one to Carrie Shepard years ago. But this was a holder that one of the Weyerhaeuser out in Olympia, Washington, their thinning crew supervisor, had made for his guys, and it just holds one wedge onto the tool holster that Husqvarna has, and that works really good for me. And then I've got a 75-foot logging tape. And I keep a log tong and also a whistle on that, which if I was in production, I'd probably have the whistle somewhere else. But this little device right here kind of locks the tape to the end of the log if I have to measure. I have a carabiner on with what they call a top saw tool. And this is kind of a multi-purpose tool, screwdrivers, different wrenches for different size nuts and stuff on the saws. I have a more or less a canopy hook that I've got on here that I keep my gloves attached. Then I have a multi-tool, Gerber multi-tool on here, just a knife, screwdriver, that kind of thing. An old pouch that I need to replace, that's the water holder for me. It's getting kind of torn up. I probably need to get another one of those. I've got a furred chain sharp tool, which is the same as the Husqvarna Sharp Force. I keep in this pouch here, and then 2 wedges usually in the back. And also this neat little trick one of the guys had showed me is take a piece of starter cord and run it through your wrench, tie it around your belt, and you'll never lose a wrench again. So that works pretty good to keep that located. It's fairly easy to keep it, get it off and on. This particular pouch right here, and I've got 2 of them. I always think it was from Westper, out on the West Coast. Not quite sure, but this is a heavy-duty vinyl, reinforced with strapping wedge pouch, and I've had this thing for, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 years, and it still is holding up very good. And I've got 1 spare at the house for that. And then the belt itself is an instructor's belt, very stiff for firearms, and it really holds the belt really well and doesn't collect water like a leather belt would. So I use it, and it has just a standard feed through buckle, and so I'm able to cinch it down, gives a little bit of back support, and also holds everything up high for me. So it works pretty good. And that's what's on my belt today.
Sit back. See it? So if I think about here, I can drive that 1 wedge and take it right over. If I need to use stacked wedges, maybe I got 4 or 5 foot of backlean. You never stack wedges this way, because it gives you too much of a taper, takes a harder hit to get in there, and also it kicks one out. If I turn them this way and go in the back, now I've got a flat surface to lift on with very little resistance between the 2. And so it's very neat to think about how that works. But first, I have to jack it up far enough to be able to get these in the curve, okay? And I don't think we're gonna need stacks on this one anyway. It's not gonna take much to drive it over. Now, why was it so hard to get over? That's pretty good calculation on your stick. Thanks, sir. Why was it so hard to get it over? That little bit of wood right there. And so I had to break it before it go. You hear it go, "Arr!" I've done that on some big trees and hammered and hammered and hammered. Or either you start on the back from them, you put your wedge in and you keep hammering and hammering and hammering, cut a little more, hammer and hammer, and you cut a little more, the whole time tree's shaking. And you're trying to bend all this. And if you look here, perfect hinge on this one would have probably been right about an inch. Because you see the rest of it's pull fiber, isn't it? Why did this pull in here? Because trees grow in circles. You see, it can't go this way, or it couldn't go this way, so it goes outward. And that's why it starts to pull. So, too thick of a hinge. But that's the culprit. That thing was holding. But when that let loose, it still went back to the front line of the hinge, didn't it? Because where are we on target? Huh? Are we on it? I think we smashed it.
I think it's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
Because our lineup was with what? Our lineup was to that sapling over there. And it should be just to the left side. Yeah, so we're about 6-8 feet behind the stick.
Yeah, about 8 feet.
All right, so that worked pretty good. How much hinge did we want?
1.5.
Oh man, I got 2 inches there. I got right at 1.5 inches on that side. And you can see how it started to pull here. Best hinge we could have had have been probably about 1 inch all the way across there. Let's go.
Whoa. You did good. That's gotta be.